Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson, and welcome back to a new video. Today, I'm going to be showing you how you can design a grid-made logo, a logo that you can make in a grid. This is a very basic tutorial, but you can learn a lot about it, and we're going to create a couple of cool little ideas along the way. Before we get into it, I just want to thank Logitech for sponsoring this video. Now, if you know me, I'm a huge geek. I love technology. I love anything that makes my life more productive, creative, and efficient, and Logitech have sent me the Logitech MX Master 3 mouse and the Logitech MX keys, which are pretty insane. The MX Master Logitech mouse is the only mouse that I have actually found, and I'm being honest here, that fits my hand. I've never had a mouse that fits it so well. It is very responsive and very comfortable to use for long periods of time, especially when you're designing logos. It's got this absolutely silent scroll mechanism that you can turn off and on, so you can have continuous scrolling, and it's really, really satisfying. The keyboard is just the same as the mouse. It works really well. It's not only got the full set of keys, it's got all the number pads there as well. So if you're a coder or someone who does a lot of typing or working in Illustrator or as a designer, then this mouse and keyboard combination has to be a winner for me. I've been using the mouse and keyboard for a few weeks now, and honestly, I have been taking it home to use on my personal computer every day, just because they're so comfortable and very responsive. It's like amazingly responsive. There are so many more features with the mouse and keyboard, which I'll go into later in the video, but let's dive straight into the tutorial. So first of all, create a new document. I'm going to create one at 1000 by 1000 because that's just the easiest way. I like to do it like this. We're then going to do a setup of our document a little bit. So this setup is going to be using grids, and we're going to be snapping to the grids, and you can do this from sketching out first. So you can use grid paper and then design a sketch, and then you can use this method to actually vectorize your logo and make it geometrically perfect, getting that precision inside of a design. So go up to view, go down to grids. We're going to press show grid, and we'll get a grid like this, and it's very annoying when you have it there all the time, but honestly, you will need it. Press view again and go to snap to grid. What this means is anytime I create something like a square, as you can see here, it's going to snap to the grid all across. It's not going to be free flowing. Again, this will make your life a lot easier during the process of creating this design. But what we're going to do is we're going to go and make sure we've got a black stroke and no fill. So get rid of that fill, and we're going to create a circle. So press shift, hold shift, and click here like so, and that'll create a perfect circle within these bands here. So we do it inside of a box. So the next step is to go ahead and duplicate this. So we're going to do this by pressing Command C and then Command F, and then we're going to hold Shift and Alt and just drag it up so it reaches the next box. And we're going to repeat that till we have 4 of these circles. Now the next step, once you've got these circles, is to highlight the whole circles, hold Alt, press shift, and as you do that, you want to make sure that this part of the circle sort of lines up over here. Now we've got 2 circles all together and separated correctly. Now the next part is to go ahead and create a line. Go to your line tool over here and just shift click so it reaches across the circles at the top. We're going to hold Alt, Shift, and we're going to drag down till it reaches that next grid line, which will hit the next top of the circle. Now, a little trick you can do is press Command D, and if you press Command D or Control D on Windows, it will repeat your duplicate of that line. And then I'm going to do the same, but vertically. So we're going to do this vertically here, repeat all the way through to the end. Now that is our grid. It looks like a bunch of lines and stuff, but there is a really cool method here that we're going to try out. First of all, you don't want to get rid of this grid because you can try out so many of them. Create a new artboard. I'm going to drag this over there because we don't want to get rid of it. Cool little feature of the MX mouse actually is when I go ahead and press one of these side buttons here, it will switch artboards that I'm working on, which is very good. I like that. It will show all the artboards and then switch them. Now the next step is we're going to highlight this. We're going to use a tool called the Shape Builder tool. Now this tool has been used by loads of different people in the industry to create logos from shapes like this. Now obviously you can do this in so many different ways, but this is the easiest way that I've found. So highlight your work, and we're going to press Shift and M. Now you see my cursor over here. If I hold Alt or Option, you'll see when it's pressed, it will change from a plus to a minus. That is signifying that if I'm going to delete or add a shape to an existing shape, so it's going to let me know. So holding Alt will actually delete, and having it normally without anything pressed will have it there. Now you see when this is all highlighted, you can see that it's making these shapes here. And what you can do is technically drag across here and it will create a shape. Or if you hold Option, it will delete them. What we want to do to make sure that we get it so it's black when we actually do that, we're going to go ahead and press Shift and X. It's going to switch the fill from the stroke or vice versa. So now when we do it, you can see it fills it with black. So what I'm going to do is we're going to drag from here, click and drag all the way around here. And I haven't let go yet of my click. When I let go, you'll see it will create that shape. I'm going to come all the way down here again, like so. And then I'm going to go and repeat this over here and just basically just paint it in. Now you'll have to go into these little itty bits here and make sure that you get them, but it's pretty easy. And when you make a mistake, just press Command Z or undo. So we've got that there, that looks pretty decent. What I'm going to do now actually is from here, I'm going to keep this into a symmetrical design. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up here. Just go into those lines there. And I'm going to go up here as well so it connects. And we're going to repeat that onto the next side. And this will create a perfect geometric logo. What I can do here, because we've got two separate shapes, is I can just drag up and it will just merge those shapes together. Now when I zoom out and I take this logo over here, you'll see that it's all in one. But we have some issues, and you see those issues are because we haven't actually gone ahead and merged it all together. So when you find an issue like that, bring it back into the grid, select your grid, repeat the process, but zoom in, making sure that you get all those little itty bits like so. And you can see we've still got a stroke on there. We want to get rid of the stroke because when we start to transform it down, it's going to start looking really strange. So go ahead and go to your stroke and just get rid of it. Now that is a basis of a logo. You can do a few things with this. For instance, I'm going to copy this and paste it and press R to rotate it. I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees, bring it down, and boom, we've got a symmetrical, weird, abstract logo that kind of looks like a flower, which is what I wanted to do. Now let's say you liked that design, but you wanted to take it to a more simplified level and you wanted to do another design that was similar. Well, again, you can change your grid if you want to. You have to sort of like do things in symmetry with grids. What I'm going to do is show you how I could create a brand new logo that is very easily done. And I'm going to repeat the process again. So I'm going to go from up here all the way down here. I'm going to repeat that again because I like that sort of look. It kind of looks like a leaf, very easy to do. And then I'm going to go all the way to the right over here. And what I'm looking at doing is creating symmetry between the whole logo. As you can see here with my Logitech Master, if you're wondering how I'm scrolling left and right, it's got this horizontal scroll wheel, which is really natural to use inside of Illustrator. So as I go from here, I'm going to go all the way back up like so, making sure I get all these little itty bits. I'll just scroll in just there. And then I'm going to repeat the process. We could just go ahead and flip it, but there's no point because it's a grid. So we might as well just follow it. So there we go. We've got the whole logo done there. We just followed the rules. That is just a very simple icon that looks nice. It's perfectly thin on the outside of it. Of course, there's loads of different ways to do this. You could have done this with a pen tool, but this is a really fun way of doing it. And for anyone who doesn't know about the grid, it can really help you with what looks like a complicated design or something that looks so precise in such an easy way. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and get rid of my grids by pressing View, get rid of Snap to Grid. You won't want that. It'll annoy you now on. I'm going to go ahead and create a new artboard over here to put in my new piece of artwork. I'm going to make a background. So this is a really cool way of making your logo look even better as we go. We're going to make it dark blue. We want it to be quite dark. And then I'm going to go send it to the back. And now to lock this layer, you want to press Command 2. It's just a really easy way of locking it there. And I'm going to choose a color that I really like, which is this lime green one here. And I'm going to bring this down like so. And I'm going to create a typeface. I want to call this flower bed because that's what I wanted to do with this. I wanted to create like a flower bed sort of logo. And I'm going to choose a typeface called Paterson. And we're going to choose Paterson Pro Bold and use the same color right there. Boom. That looks so similar to the line work of the art that we've created there. And we're going to go ahead and align them together. Make sure they look aligned first of all. Get the ratios right for presenting the logo, and boom, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is copy this artboard and paste it over here because I want to give the client, if I had one, a potential second idea that I had. I'm going to use my first one over here. I'm going to get rid of this one, paste it in, press I, which is the eyedropper tool, and just use the eyedropper tool to change the color or to bring the color in. I'm going to group this logo together, make sure it's centered. Boom. So there you go. We've got two logos that could be used as a proposal to a client or just some ideas that you've generated very easily. I'm not joking when I say the MX mouse and keyboard actually does help my work. It keeps my arms straight. I suffer with really sore hands at the end of the day because of all the clicking that I'm doing and all the typing. So having this keyboard is super comfortable. When you rest your hand on this mouse, it is actually nice. But one of the coolest features of the MX mouse and MX keys is you can actually switch them to 3 different devices, which is insane. All I have to do is press one button on the bottom here to switch it from 1 to 3, and I can pair up to 3 devices. So I've got my iMac, I've even got my iPad connected, which it works flawlessly on the iPad or the iPhone, and it works for the keyboard as well. You can switch it all the way through. Another point about this mouse and keyboard is you can edit the button functionality. There's a program that you can install called Logi Options, and what this program does is it allows you to customize certain parts. Like here you go, you can customize the show desktop. It works on Mac, it works on PC, and it works on my phone and my iPad. You can have easy switch as well. So you can actually see there that I've got a Mac connected, my iPad, and a Windows PC connected. So I just want to thank Logitech for sending these over and sponsoring this video. If you want to try these out or learn more or buy a pair yourself, then go ahead and click the links down below in the description. Honestly, you won't be disappointed. Let me know also if you already have one of these down below, because I am sure one of you will have one. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy it, please press the subscribe button, turning on post notifications, give that bell a ring, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook if you so desire, and I will catch you in the next video. See you soon. Goodbye.